Good morning. This is Rivka Goren and Dr. Izzy Goren from Goren Acupuncture and Wellness Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Welcome.
Today we would like to speak about the different emotions and their frequencies. There are different frequencies for each emotion, and I would like Dr. Goren to talk about it because I found it fascinating enough to spread the message out. So, this is yours.
Thank you. So first I wanted to say that my doctorate is in medical Qigong, specifically in oncology and more specifically in breast cancer. And the reason why I'm mentioning it, because what we found out that when I did the research for the doctorate, I found out that there are many more cases of cancer in what we call in Chinese medicine the metal element. The metal element include the breast, the lungs, the skin, the large intestine, colorectal, and all of that. And for a very long time, I did not understand why. I just knew this is the statistics and that's what it is. Then I came across a book that started talking about the frequency of emotions. And what we found out that there are frequencies that starting from 0 to 700, and the first 200 are, I don't know if to call it, they're not negative emotions, but they are lowering your emotions and contracting your body and contracting the cells and making you more susceptible for disease. And then from 200 to 700, these are emotions that are expanding you. Now I'm going to give you a few examples so it will make it a little bit more clear. Now, 0 is death, okay? 700 is enlightenment. So when we talk about grief and shame and guilt, these are the lowest of the emotions. So shame is 20, guilt is 30, apathy is at 50, and grief is at 75. Now you have fear at 100, anger at 150, and then when we're getting to love is 500, and joy and peace is at 600, and enlightenment is 700. The point is this: the emotions that we carry affect our physical body and create disease. And if we are aware of that, if we know the emotions and we know how to work with the emotions and release them, we can gain health. We can create health. We can heal disease. And it doesn't matter even if it's cancer. You can do that. You can heal cancer. It's just about figuring out the specific emotions that are working, and then usually we need to go back and track the event or events that created those emotions and then work on releasing them. Now this will be in a different episode, the whole healing process, but for today I wanted to talk about more the emotions themselves and how they create vibration, and how shame, guilt, grief, apathy lower your vibration very, very low, and very easily can create disease in, as I was saying, skin, lungs, breast, and large intestine.
Right. So when I look at the picture, we have a picture here with all the emotions and the frequencies and the colors. I see that the lowest ones that you mentioned have to do with, I would say, between the ego and most high, with the, you called it enlightenment, but how can you talk about it, how the ego works here versus the enlightenment and the connection to divinity?
That's a brilliant question, because we are it's a whole about perspective. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, how do you vision yourself? Do you see yourself as a physical manifestation and that's it? Or you understand that beyond your physical reality there is energy, there are emotions, there is a spirit, and there is a connection to a higher power. You can call it divine, God, or however you want to call it. the job that we have as humanity is to work on our emotions,
Right.
to be more fruitful, more happy, more joyful, more loving, more divine,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
And what happened throughout life, we have all kinds of challenges. And if we are not aware of it, we get stuck with the challenge, with the emotions, with the
Right.
event, with the trauma,
Yeah.
and we are not transforming into a divine. We are getting closer and closer more to an animalistic nature. You called it ego.
Yeah.
That's the animalistic nature, is to be stuck with the emotions and with physicality.
Right. So okay.
And the whole, if you look around you, if you read articles, if you see TV shows, more and more they're talking about vibration, more and more they're talking about spirituality, about quantum physics,
Right.
about quantum field, and how the vibration needs to increase. And so the whole humanity is shifting. Question is, when you wake up in the morning, what are you focusing on? On what you're gonna eat, on your clothing, on your body, on how you look, or are you looking beyond that? How do you can call it serve a higher power, or how I serve humanity? Because the whole purpose is for you to find your purpose
And to serve the humanity.
and to serve humanity
Yeah,
in that purpose.
that
So if you're a writer, it's to do that. If you're a doctor, it's to do that.
Yeah.
If you're a lawyer, it's to do that. If you sell real estate, whatever it is, it's to serve humanity from your capacity. Even if you're a chef, it's like you serve people. Although you're cooking and it's all in the physical reality, it's still you can cook food that is rich with energy and love and can increase the person's vibration, or you can give them food that is dead and was cooked in anger, and so it will reduce their vibration.
Right. Nice point. I love it. I have another question. So you mentioned before that your doctorate is in specifically in oncology and specifically in breast cancer. Can you give us a story from the treatment room that you treated a lady with breast cancer, and you saw, or she was dealing with one of the shame, guilt, agony, grief?
I have an excellent story,
Okay.
actually. I'm going to call her Jenny. That's
Okay,
not her
yeah.
real name, but
Definitely.
just for privacy purposes, I'm going to call her Jenny. Jenny, when she came in, was that she was already diagnosed with breast cancer, and she was going through chemo and all of that, and she decided also to include a holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were friends that were giving her green juice every morning. There was a photographer that was following her friend, and I'm mentioning that because I saw a picture of her before she was diagnosed, and she is stunning, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And when I looked at the picture, and I saw her eyes, if you look beyond just the beautiful picture of a beautiful woman, you see the sadness in the picture. You see the grief. So the story was that she was pregnant and there was something genetic going on with the baby. They had to terminate. The way the termination was done was very brutal. I don't want to get into the story exactly, but the hospital kind of was very aggressive at the way they did the abortion.
The abortion.
And it was devastating for her. 8 months later, she developed the breast cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so as when we met and we started working with it, it was the grief that came in, it was the guilt that it came in. And at one point there was also the apathy. I mentioned apathy earlier as being 50. Apathy, it's just like, what's the point? If I'm not going to be a mother, what's the point? And so the whole journey was to reignite her spirit and to find her purpose. Why are you here? Well, you had to abort, but it doesn't mean that you cannot have another baby in the future. So we started working on the emotion, getting rid of the grief, getting rid of the apathy, getting rid of the guilt and all that came with it, and releasing all kinds of other emotions. Like usually there's also anger involved with it, and the anger can be either at yourself, at the doctors. It can be, in many cases, it can be anger towards God.
Yeah.
Why me? Why have you done it? I always want to have to be a mother. I always wanted to have a baby. And so it's about resolving that, and becoming more and more clean of the emotions that dragging your energy down, and then lifting you up through love and mercy and compassion and forgiveness and all those emotions. And so as we worked, you could see and she went through chemo, she lost her hair and all of that, and then the hair started growing back. And then she showed me a picture about a year later from and it was totally different
person.
I don't want to say she wasn't as beautiful, but it wasn't as like sophisticated as the first picture. It was just, here's me.
Nice.
And she had a huge smile, and her eyes were smiling, and you see the joy from the eyes. You could see how strong her spirit is. The eyes were like projectors, full of joy and laughter. For those that are looking from a medical point of view, the doctor kept pressing for her to do the mastectomy, and she did go to do the mastectomy eventually. And when they did the pathology, what they saw on the MRI came as just scar tissue.
So
which means the cancer was gone.
Oh my
they
God.
thought it was cancer. I told her, I think this is scar tissue, but you know, the doctor pressed, and we don't want to take a risk. We don't want to take a risk, then so she did the mastectomy, and the pathology came as
scar
tissue. Now the point is, I don't want to go into the sadness of losing the breast for nothing. The point is that she was able to completely transform her life.
Yeah, correct.
And that's kind of the main point in what we're doing here, is to help somebody. It doesn't matter what happened to you. And I hear stories all day long with women who were raped, women who were sexually abused, men that were sexually abused, physically abused, mentally abused, all kinds of things, bullying, or moving from one country to another, the death of somebody, a dog,
so
a
it's
grandfather.
a kind of a loss, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, you're going through some trauma throughout your life. And do you stay stuck with it?
Yeah.
Or can we help you move beyond that? And that's the whole magic in shifting the emotions. This is why we're doing this video, because we want you to be aware of it. We want you to understand. It doesn't what emotions you carry, you can release it. You can go through it. And then you can heal whatever disease that you have.
And just to end this video with a positive
note.
Does she have kids today?
She does have kids today, so she was able to fulfill that wish. She's a mother. She's very happy and gorgeous. I think she has one son.
Nice. Wow. You make me happy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.